I waited 8 months to get my Model 3 into service. And guess what? Almost nothing got fixed. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. I finally took my Model 3 in for service after dealing with some annoying issues since I bought the car last August. Life got busy and I wasn't able to get it in until April. Let me walk you through for what I bought it in for, what Tesla did, and what's still not fixed. Now, I don't have footage from the actual day I wasn't filming, but I do have footage from all the issues that I reported. So I'll show you everything. What they looked at, what they said they couldn't replicate, and the stuff I'm still dealing with. So the first issue. Let's start with the rattle on the driver's side dashboard. It's been happening since I got the car. I told Tesla about it, they checked it out, and they said they couldn't replicate it. So yeah, no fix, no adjustment, no solution, still rattling. And it's not all the time, but it happens. And I understand that when you take your car in, the issues don't present themselves, right? Issue number 2, the charging port. It doesn't open when I use the charger, the button on the charger. So you're supposed to be able to click that button on the charger and it'll open up automatically. It doesn't always do that. It probably does it once. I won't say more, maybe 2 out of every 10 times. Otherwise, I have to press the actual lid on the charging port and then it'll open. So we have a Model Y. I thought it was maybe the charger. I tried the Model Y. It opened right away. I come back and it doesn't open. Tesla looked at it, couldn't replicate it. All they told me was to document and bring it back and show them. So yeah, that's that. Now, quick break to shout out Northyard for sending me the gear that I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing their man's UPF 50 Plus hoodie shirt. Super lightweight, breathable, and perfect for everything from weekend errands to just hanging out in the sun. They also sent over these comfortable jogging pants. Great fit and flexibility. You get 3 pockets that are zippered, which is great. 2 side pockets and a back pocket, making them ideal for errands or just hanging around. If you're interested, links will be down in the description below. They have a ton of colors of this shirt. I chose the white because when I'm in the sun, I don't want anything dark. I usually wear dark in this wintertime and light in the summertime. So this would be perfect when I'm out and about. Same with the joggers, plenty of colors. Go check them out. Super comfortable. Definitely recommend. All right, now let's get back to the third issue, the steering wheel noise. So I'm in the car and I'm driving and then I'll turn the wheel and I hear something sounds kind of loose in there. I don't know what it is, but it sounds not right. And the reason why I was kind of adamant on getting this checked out was because when I had my old Volkswagen, there was another issue, or I wouldn't say similar, but it was coming from the steering wheel when you would turn it. And when I first put it in for Volkswagen, they told me there was nothing wrong with it, that it was fine. Years later, after my car's out of warranty, they tell me that the steering column is degrading or rotting or some crap. And I had to get it replaced, and that cost me about $3,000 to do. So I don't want the same issue with this car. So I took it in, and it's so funny because when I'm in their parking lot, I'm like, all right, let me see if I can make this noise. And yes, it did it. Once I pulled up to the door, the advisor comes out and says, hey, what are you bringing it in for? So I'm showing all the things. And then I go do the steering wheel thing, and guess what? It doesn't do it. Super, super, super annoying. So another thing where they said they couldn't replicate it, just keep a log of it, take pictures, or not pictures, they said video. And I was like, can I just take a video of something and then show you guys? And she said, yeah. So still have the issue, still making the noise. Another thing that was not fixed. Issue number 4, static coming from a speaker that sounds in the passenger side, kind of closest to like the windshield, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And it's happened since the second day I had the car. I remember, and maybe it happened when we were driving home from Tesla. I just didn't really hear it. But the next morning, I'm taking my son to school, and I hear what sounds like static, and I'm like, what is that? So I turned the volume down in the car, and it's still there, which is weird. And it's almost like interference with something. And at first I thought it was maybe the Bluetooth in the phone. So I disabled the Bluetooth in the phone just to see if that was the issue. It was still there. So I don't know. And yeah, you've probably guessed it. They couldn't figure out or replicate, whatever, that sound. So no fix. But here, I'll show you how annoying it is. This one is a very extended one. I'll probably shorten it down so you don't have to hear the whole thing. But yeah, this is what it sounds like. If you've had this issue, let me know what the issue is or how they fix it or whatnot, because it kind of drives me nuts. It's not consistent. It's not all the time. And I almost sometimes notice that if I drive this, particular places or if I buy particular places, sorry, my dog's going crazy. He's probably seeing a dog out there. Particular places that it'll happen. So don't know why, just does it. Pretty annoying. Issue number 5, the steering wheel heat. So I honestly don't think that the steering wheel gets that hot. We have a Model Y and that steering wheel gets way hotter. I haven't tested it other than just putting my hands on it and seeing the difference, and I think there's a huge difference. And they told me that it was within normal range, that it was getting up to 89 degrees Celsius. That's a lie. It was getting up to 32 degrees Celsius, which is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Their recommendation was to always put it on auto, and that'll work the best then. I mean, I was putting it on, level 3, which is the highest, and it was still getting hot enough. However, my girlfriend's brother also has a Model 3, and about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I tested it out to see, and his was also not as hot as the Model Y. I wonder if it's the materials that they're using or whatnot, but maybe Tesla is right with this one in the sense that it's within their range, but it's just not as hot as the Model Y, and I wish it was. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, what did they fix? Well, you remember that squeaky armrest? Well, they got that one. They fixed that one. Don't know what they had to do, but they did it. And I'd seen another video, I think Out of Spec Dave, maybe, he had that same issue, and they fixed it for him. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing they fixed. I bought it in for, I think, 6 things. They fixed 1. Still have 5 issues that they haven't fixed. They did say just bring it back when you're able to log it. So I've been taking videos of all the stuff so that way they can see it. I don't know if they're going to do anything because they can't replicate it. So they may be like, well, it doesn't really do anything. So I don't know. We'll see. The other weird thing, kind of a side note here, was when I first put in the service appointment, the bill was like $700, right? And I stated that this was, all these issues are stuff that was happening when I got the car and that I haven't been able to bring it in. So I was like, what if, I thought this was all covered under warranty. And then they gave me this, like, literally a copy and paste of what their warranty says or whatever it was. And it almost made it seem like, yeah, no, nothing is covered. You're on your own for all these issues that we as Tesla, not them, the service people, but we as Tesla just didn't get right. So I went back and forth a little bit with them because honestly, I didn't want to pay, I think it was like $90 or $100 per issue, maybe a little bit more, if they were to fix it. And I was like, I'm not going to fix something that you guys didn't do right and pay for it myself. That's ridiculous. So went back and forth a little bit, and then I talked to them and said, hey, and I also actually, during this whole thing, I said, maybe can I pick and choose what issues I need to get fixed? Like, I'll live with the squeaky armrest, but I want my charger port to work, So then he said, yeah, you can definitely talk to your service advisor when you get in. And when I did, I talked to them. I said, hey, blah, 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 what I just said. And they would call, and I said, are you going to call me before you do anything so that I know, or that I can approve which issues, if I have to pay for them out of pocket, I want to get fixed. And they said, yeah, they'd call me. They never did, but I'm guessing it was because at the end of the day, it was covered. Nothing was charged. That's a lie. I just got a tire rotation as well, so that was charged to, that I had to pay for that, I should say. But everything else, there was no charge for. So that was a good thing. And I have heard that even under warranty, they'll still put the amount of something, and then when you get it, it might be a little bit different. But I didn't want to get in there and then walk away with an $800 bill. That's not what I wanted to do. So I was, I just wanted to be diligent and didn't want to have to deal with that at that point. Have you had issues with your Tesla that the service center couldn't replicate? Drop your story down in the comments. I'd love to know if this is a one-off or if other people are dealing with the same thing. If you found this video helpful, frustrating or just simply relatable, hit that like button. If you haven't, consider subscribing. Comments, questions, suggestions, put them down in the comments section below. And share this video so more people know what to expect when they take their car into Tesla service. I'll definitely do a follow-up when I take the car back for these issues, and we'll see what happens. And like always, keep on living a modern lifestyle through technology. Bye. Peace. Go get some Northyard Gear. Bye.